All right, welcome to episode 52 of Otaku Podcast. I'm your host, Soul. The next episode 53, will be on the 25th of this month. So that will be our last episode for this month. If you missed the other episodes, you can check it out on Spotify, Google, Amazon Music. All those links will be in the description, so look out for that. We know it's the Super Bowl, so once again, like I said, you can mute the Super Bowl up, or multitask. It's 2024. There's no excuse. You can nerd out and watch some football at the same time. It'll be all right. We do have some guests here. Let me go ahead and get to our co-host first. Eisen, what's up?
What's up? What's up? Can't wait to enjoy this show, especially with our guests.
All right, Omega, what's up?
Hey, we got a city to burn. Let's do it.
All right. So we got Cloud9. Cloud, what's going on, Cloud?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Great to be here.
All right, and we got Brianna. What's going on?
Hi, I'm just here.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for coming on. I've known Cloud for almost 10 years now, so we've been long friends from the YouTube anime space long time ago. So we've been Facebook friends forever, and we keep in contact. So appreciate Cloud coming on again, because this is actually your second time us doing something together. We'll definitely keep doing that. So shout out to Cloud for coming on.
Oh, well, thanks.
No prop. So we got to start off with the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer just came out like right now. We're going to go ahead and check that out right now. Of course, during the Super Bowl, we got a lot of different trailers coming out. So getting some first reactions here. Let's see how it is. I thought they were going to call it Deadpool 3, honestly. But let's just check it out.
For use.
All right, okay.
Oh,
It's
God.
been a challenging few years, for sure. But I'm happy. That is because of each and every one of you. I'm the luckiest man alive.
Make a wish, buddy.
Wait, is this a dream? This is a dream or a nightmare?
Wait, Wilson? Who's asking? Whoa. Is that
The
supposed to be-
TVA?
Pegging isn't new for me, friendo, but it is for Disney.
Ah!
Mr. Wilson, you appear to have soiled yourself while unconscious.
I wasn't unconscious. Who are you? Why am I here?
Walk with me. Wait. You are special. This is your chance to be a hero among heroes.
TVA.
I
Oh,
smell what you're
shit.
stepping in, Sensei. Your little cinematic universe is about to change forever.
Ah.
I'm the Messiah. I am Marvel Jesus.
Yeah, please! Oh my God! God, I love this part. Wait!
You don't just stand there, you ape. Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much.
Oh my, July 26th? Whoa. Really? Wow, that is early. Damn.
Damn.
26
That is really early.
this year? Wow. Well, okay, thoughts. That should look pretty good, dude. Now, so I think this is going to end the Deadpool trilogy up with Deadpool 3. This could now remember MCU Phase 5 is pretty much trash minus like Guardians 3 and Loki, and that's probably it. So
No way
this
home.
could no, well, isn't that Phase 4 though? That's Phase 4.
I think that's a new phase, right? Or no, that was the end of the new
Yeah,
phase
that's
after Endgame.
no. No Way Home is the end of Phase 4.
Okay.
So right now we're on Phase 5, and it's been really bad so far. Mine is like I said, Guardians, Loki, and I guess you can add maybe What If Season 2 on there. But this could be good, but we'll just have to see. Brianna, any thoughts? What's your reaction off Deadpool 3? Any thoughts?
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm a big Deadpool fan. I'm a big Ryan Reynolds fan, so I'm really excited for this. I agree with you guys. Phase 5 has been pretty garbage, besides Guardians 3 and What If. I mean, the Marvels wasn't bad, but I wouldn't put it in the top.
Oh hell no! That Marvel's is pretty trash. I mean, it barely even broke even. I think it made like maybe 200-some million.
I mean, I personally enjoyed it, but I get why people didn't.
Okay. Cloud, what's your reaction off Deadpool 3? Any thoughts?
Oh, well, see, my thing is, you know what? With Deadpool, I didn't watch the previous 2 Deadpool movies. I watched most Marvel movies. Like, I'd probably say like 95% of them. The first 2 Deadpools I never actually saw. But as soon as I saw the TVA, they already had me on board because I'm a big fan of Loki, watching the Loki shows, Loki seasons. So I'm kind of interested to see where they go with that, or how much they're going to do with that. So.
Okay. Eisen, any thoughts? Deadpool 3 trailer?
It may be okay. I'd have to wait to be sold more on anything. I've been saying it for a while now. Marvel and Disney have been, pretty crappy. But I expect it to be so. I think that, this may be, it could possibly be the one, probably decent movie they'll do throughout everything, and then they'll load you up with some more crap to shove down shove down the gullet again for you to spend money on. But I'm not sold on them yet. Actually going to push out quality content. I have no reason to believe Disney in their track record at this point.
Okay, so I understand. I guess I mean, the trailer did get me hype, and it's been a long time being hyped for Phase 5 in a while. So I it's good to kind of stay firm and see what they do. Eisen's right on that. But it's been a while since we've been excited for a long time coming. I mean,
I'm going to say something controversial. I actually enjoyed the Marvels. I don't think it was that bad. I liked Monica Rambeau.
Same here. That's what I said.
I know, like, what was it that, like, a lot of people don't like Brie Larson's interpretation of the character, a lot, but like, I don't know, like, that movie was fun, and I don't really think it really pushed anything too heavy in it, at least not that I noticed, and even if it did, I kind of feel like every movie might serve a different purpose. It reminds me of like how a lot of people had an issue with She-Hulk, but that was the type of show to me where I'm like, if they were going to push, I'm just going to say things that women go through, that's the show to do it on, like, hey, if you're having a female character and, that female character has certain struggles, it's like, hey, you should do what's true to that character versus, let's say you have another show, like, I don't know, like we talk, or like let's say you did a Black Panther show, I would expect that show to talk about Black issues. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like with the Marvels. To me, it was a fun movie. I liked, what the actresses did on the show, and I think that the only problem I had was the antagonist wasn't as good as I think the antagonist should have been. I kind of felt very cookie cutter, but the action sequences I didn't have an issue with. They were fun.
Okay, and yeah, once again, I mean, I just think it could have been better. I mean, okay, it's cool to have these 3 characters in this one movie, but I mean, honestly, I don't even think it was better than Captain Marvel, the first movie. Honestly, I thought, and that one wasn't even that good either. But I do think that one was a bit more watchable than this one. But I don't know. But Omega, what is your thoughts on Deadpool 3, the trailer? What's your reaction off what we saw?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see Deadpool and Wolverine. The trailer itself looked pretty intense. Didn't give too much against the story. It's going to be interesting to see what Wolverine era or what version of Wolverine this might be, even though we see him in the yellow and blue. But yeah, most of all, like I was hyped for Deadpool 1, and I mean Ryan Reynolds is pretty good at playing this character, so I expect him to not be as. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Like that Deadpool was a lot more like risque, but he was also hardcore too, like blood and guts and everything. So we'll see if this one is like a little bit more toned down, but still the jokes pretty much hit hard. Also, my take on the Marvels, as you guys know, I enjoyed it, but my only gripes was the whole I mean, most of these movies are gonna heavily push woman empowerment, feminism and whatnot. But I mean, the whole scenes, of course, with the singing, like I didn't care for, but overall, I did enjoy the action and basically the basis between how energy was connected to all three of them was done pretty damn well.
Yeah, I didn't like that scene either. Shang, what's going on? Yeah, he's off topic, but it's okay. I mean, it's anime. It's not off topic. It says Shangla Frontier was lit. Okay. What'd you say, Omega?
Yeah, I was also gonna point out the whole the use black girl magic thing. Like it's like okay, like how have we not heard that constantly? But yeah. But other than that, like I think it was a great movie. I actually enjoyed their villain the most.
Yeah, she was cool.
She was kind of like a villain of circumstance, but she was powerful to be taking on all three of them.
She had the best facial expressions out of any villain in a while.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. Death Racer says you got Cloud9. I see you. Oh, so Cloud, I don't know if you recognize Death Racer, but he remembers both of us from the anime community long time ago.
Oh yes, the old days. I remember.
Yeah, so he's a fan of yours from he's a fan of yours from back in the day. He was a person who used to consume all that content back in the day with us. So
thanks. What's up? How's it going?
All right, but so I want to get to Shining Otaku. Cloud, can you kind of break down what made you get into writing manga and stuff like that?
Okay, well, Shining Otaku, for those who aren't familiar, is a manga publishing company that publishes original English language content or manga-inspired comics. As you see, that's some of our older stuff on the screen. We actually need to update the website, but I know we actually have a project that we're working on right now called Origami Super Punch, which is like a collective of ongoing stories from several creators, across the country, some of them even outside of the country, and you can see that right there on the screen. Brianna, she's actually, one of the creators in the anthology. I don't know if Brianna, you want to talk a little bit about your story?
So I have a story in this called Project Nirvana, and it's basically about a teenage girl who gets manipulated by a scientist, and she gets pretty much tricked into believing that humans are untrustworthy. And then she escapes the lab. She goes to a regular school. She meets this young guy, and he shows her the true meaning of being human.
Yeah, and right there, what you guys see on the screen, that's actually Naraku Murder. So that's one of the titles that we did a while ago. It's done by Teki or Kaze, and he's actually been a part of the community for a long time too. So you probably have seen
Kaze. Really?
Yes.
He does art for you?
Well, he doesn't do it for me. He does it for himself. We all do this together.
That's dope. So it's like a whole collaboration.
I did interview with Kaze a while back. I didn't know so he does he helps out on this too.
Yes, he's a part of this as well. So Kaze does Naraku awesome. Murder. That's pretty much a demon detective hunting down and handling his business in a supernatural city, essentially, is what this story is. I do a story called Killbox, which is a battle rap hip hop manga. And that's also in the anthology. We have a story called Third Winter, which is, about like mental health and, dealing with a lot of deep issues. We also have a story called Beta about a young man trying to find love. So there's quite a bit of material in here. We call Origami Super Punch the most dangerous manga magazine because a lot of the material we talk about in it here, even though some of them vary, it's supposed to be, there's a lot of depth to our content. It's not just about, just like, you have some fun stories, but we all are speaking from our own experiences or from the heart when we write. So some of our material, as you can see, like this, it looks a lot more seinen. Like if for those you guys know who, are familiar with like seinen stories, like stories that are a lot more mature. That's Project Nirvana. That's Brianna's story.
Okay, so Nirvana, is it like more like a slice of life genre?
In the beginning, yes, but there are very heavy sci-fi elements and also romance as well.
Oh, okay. Wow. The artwork looks great.
Oh, yeah. And that was actually done by Julia, who did actually used to do the art for Gods of Life, which was one of our original comics, which eventually I plan on going back and doing that one again. But this is some of her recent stuff, as you can see.
Yeah, so really how many comics have you made so far, Cloud?
Whew, are you talking about like me individually, or are you talking about in terms of like, us as a collective?
You as a collective.
So as a collective, we put out Callisto, we put out Striker and Slayer, we put out at least 2 other iterations of Naraku Murder, Eclectic Do, so that's already 5 right there. We did technically have 2 volumes of Gods of Life, but I'm just going to really say we've only put out 1. The second one we never put out. And now we have Origami Super Punch obviously coming. I feel like there's another story I'm forgetting for some reason that's escaping me. Oh, Excidio. That was another story we did. We did Excidio. So we put out about I would say about 7 titles. We took a break for a little while, which is why we're coming back with Origami Super Punch now. Like we were working on trying to build this up first. So there was we started working on this particular thing during COVID. So this should be coming out. I don't want to give an exact day, but I'm going to say sometime next month. We're going to make an announcement. We did do an early release and put out some of the first prints at a convention 2 weeks ago, Ishokan. And, definitely so far it's been well received. Obviously, I'll leave it up to you guys to determine, when you have a chance to read it yourself, how you guys feel about it. But so far it's been really well received, and we're interested in seeing what everyone thinks about it once we do put it out.
Okay, I have another question.
Definitely looking forward to reading.
I want to see if Aizen, do you have a question for Cloud or anything?
Okay, I guess my question, y'all are doing comics or manga or a blend of both?
So what I usually call it is a term that has existed. It used to be a derogatory term, but we're trying to kind of reinvent it a little bit. Original English language manga. A lot of, I'm gonna say, companies like Antarctic Press or Tokyo Pop way back in the day. They put out manga inspired content, and people didn't really know what they would place it as. So some people call it original language manga because it's not. It's some people say that manga is you can only if you are Japanese you can create manga, and some people say you can't. So basically it's one of those things to where is it manga if you're telling a story from the Japanese perspective, or is it manga if you're taking the stylings of manga? So we just kind of roll with manga inspired or original English language manga, so that we're respecting the the term of manga. We're not taking it from anybody, but we enjoy the storytelling of manga, but we use that medium to tell our stories. So that's why I call it original English language manga. Sometimes I just say manga, myself, or manga inspired, or we even call it a comic, because essentially manga, any way you slice it, if it's manga, manhwa, Hong Kong comics, whatever. They're all a form of comics. I'll leave it up to you guys what you want to call it, but that's just kind of how we roll with it.
How about you, Omega? Any questions? Any questions so far? We'll ask questions again later on, but just want to know if you have anything on your mind.
I just wanted to know if is most of the work still on paper, or are you guys heavily using like a program like Clip Studio? I mean, myself personally, I use that in conjunction with both. You can scan your original art and go in there and do some digital. So
that's actually a good question. It depends on the creator. So with Kaze, I believe Kaze does a little bit like a mix of both. I know that Shea Baker, he's the one doing Third Winter in there. I know for a fact Shea does all his stuff traditionally, and then he also has someone who inks his work, and then with Julia, I believe she's all digital, so she's Clip Studio. Director, who did Killbox, the hip hop battle manga that I wrote, he does everything digitally. And then who else in there? Because not everybody's in there. And then I'm almost forgetting about Tani. I apologize, Tani, if you listen to this. I feel like I left Tani out this whole time, and she's amazing and she does a whole lot. Her story is Seeds of Doubt. It's about two best friends battling depression together. But she, I believe, does both. But I will have to ask her to be sure. But definitely, she even has some of her story up on Webtoons, just for a lot of you guys out there who don't know. But I believe it's for everybody. It just depends a little bit. This, of course, like us compiling it together, we did. We use Clip Studio to kind of put everything together. But like in terms of everybody's individual stories and how they work, it just depends on the artist.
Okay,
great,
gotcha.
Brianna, question for you. How did you? So, Brianna, are you like you said? You're the writer.
Yes, I'm the writer.
So how did you get into like writing for manga, comics, and stuff like that?
Well, as a kid, I've always had an active imagination. I didn't really have a lot of friends growing up in school, so I kind of created imaginary friends, and those imaginary friends eventually became characters, and I just started writing little stories about them. And that's kind of what inspired me to want to get into writing. And I watched a lot of I watched a lot of anime and stuff growing up. Actually, the one show that really got me inspired to write was Futurama. I was a big Futurama fan as a kid, and I just love the storytelling of how it could be funny and serious at the same time. And I just like that contrast. And not a lot of American shows, in my opinion, really do that well as anime and stuff. So Futurama is kind of one of the biggest inspirations that got me into like writing.
Okay. I mean, so I'm in IT, so I know like for writing to be like your core job, I mean, you must really like just find a piece while you're writing and just be able to just that's kind of like your zen and where you get your energy at. I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's therapeutic too, because I have a lot of mental health issues going on, so it's kind of a way for me to just like get out how I'm feeling too. So I relate to a lot of my characters, and this is kind of a way to like get my story out there as well through my characters. So it's really nice to have a way to do that.
That's great.
Okay, that is what's up. I mean, shout out to all the writers. Y'all are better than me. I suck at writing. I couldn't do it. Y'all gotta.
I'm not a writer, but I'm a reader.
I was actually gonna ask, what do you do when you hit that? I'm a reader, but like writing is just. It's good to clear the mind though first, of course, but yeah,
I'm a watcher. I'm not one of those. But going on, next up we have on the headlines. We got PlayStation State of Play that came out actually twice. There was two State of Plays. Oh, look at Death Racer. I know why you're saying that. Leave me alone, Racer. I know why you're laughing. All right, so we're just gonna go over what got announced during the State of Play. So of course we got Death Stranding 2 coming out. Titled Stranding 2 on the Beach. So that's the sequel for the original Death Stranding, which came out from Kojima Productions. Didn't play the first one, but honestly, the second one looks kind of good. I might check that out. We got Rise of Ronin official gameplay. So if you haven't seen that, definitely check that out. We're getting a lot of samurai games lately, so hopefully it sticks out. We'll just have to see what when that and that will be out on March 22nd, so we don't have to wait too long. And that's from Team Ninja. Next, Until Dawn Remaster coming to PC and PS5. Until Dawn definitely did well when it originally came out, so I'm sure PC people and will definitely buy that up. Stellar Blade, which is kind of like a Devil May Cry kind of hack and slash type game, that's coming out. That will be out April this year. Most likely it's just going to be a multi-plat. Of course, we got some more Dragon Dogma 2 trailer. I think that's coming out. Wow, that's coming out next month too. Man, this Q1 is going to be really good for this 2024. And then we got Sonic X Shadow Generations announced as well. Of course, Sega has like tons of money and they're just dishing out money. So this will be coming out multi-plat in autumn of this year. Silent Hill short message is dropping later today. Oh, this is old. This must have been like a remake. Yeah, Silent Hill 2 already came out. I think. What else we got? V Rising. I don't care about that. Let's see. Legend VR. Don't care. Oh God. Oh yeah. Foam Stars got a trailer. I think that already came out. And then Helldivers already came out this month. That's actually out. You can play that like today. I think that's it.
Yeah.
So, and then there was a second state of play that was showing more Final Fantasy VII Rebirth gameplay, which is also coming out this month. So we got a lot of games coming. Any thoughts, Brianna, on like PS5 or anything? If you play anything.
Well, I don't have a PS5. I am a gamer, but I'm not like super into it. The most recent game I started playing was actually Persona 3 Reload. I'm a big Persona fan.
Okay. What do you think about Persona 5? Did you play that one?
Yeah, I played that one. That was actually my first Persona game. I love it. It has a soft spot in my heart. But out of the Persona games, 3 is my favorite one.
Yeah, Persona 3 is pretty good. It's actually pretty addicting. But I love the soundtrack for Persona 5 is just fire though.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite soundtrack.
Yeah. Cloud, any thoughts on state of play, or do you play anything PlayStation, or excited for anything coming out?
I don't play anything PlayStation. I haven't had. You know what? And I hate to put blame on my parents for this, but like my chance of ever really or getting into PlayStation all ended with PlayStation 1. Not to say I don't game. I game, and I'm about to get into that in a second. But like, I used to I'll never forget, like as a kid, I wanted PS2, and my parents just refused to ever give me one. So then ever since then, like they would give me every system but that. For some reason, they just didn't like it. I don't know why. Like, but they didn't want me to have. I think it was more they didn't want me to get everything that I wanted, just so that I didn't become like super spoiled or whatever. So, but in any case, in terms of like current day, I actually just upgraded my PC. I got with an RTX 3060, like 12 gigabytes.
Nice.
So I just did that a couple months ago. Even in my monitor, I have like a monitor that I think it has like it's a Scepter monitor, 120 hertz or something, and I have another one that's 200 hertz.
That's cool.
So
yeah,
I did buy what's the name of that game? Starfield. I haven't had much time to play it, but I did get it. So that's kind of where my gaming adventure has kind of ended lately. But not to say that I'm not going to do it, but that's kind of where I'm at.
Okay, hey, at least you're playing something. I definitely need to upgrade my monitors too. My monitors are super old. I got 1080p, but I could easily get like 2K monitors. It's not gonna be that expensive just to get 440p, for sure. Eisen, anything you're hype about with during the state of play? Anything?
That Dragon's Dogma 2. I'm really kind of excited and interested in playing it. I was a big fan of the first one, so can't wait to see what's up with the second installment.
Yeah, that is crazy that we're getting that literally. I think next month it said. Man, there is a lot of games coming out. Meg, anything you're hyped about for that got announced?
Yeah, I'm pretty hyped about Dragon's Saga too. I mean, I'm a huge metal fan, and blood and metal go together. So it's gonna be crazy. But yeah, like right now, I mean, I'm just like playing Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6. So yeah,
How you liking Tekken 8?
this shit is phenomenal, man. Like I feel like in a way I'm playing like the moves are a lot more like sleek a bit. Like I don't know, like with their new the heat rush and the new mechanics. I mean they're very easy to master. But I feel like I'm still using certain techniques that I would use in Tekken 7 or even like down from Tekken 2. I'm maining right now. My boy, can't believe I forget his name, and this is my main. Oh, Dragunov.
Oh, Dragunov. Oh man, that dude's strong, man. That dude has
like
some hard hitting normals, and he has so many damn strings.
Yeah,
I
like the emphasis on his ground game too. Like you can damn near submit a person with that character.
I've been using Victor. He just seems a bit easier. I don't have to worry about like all these damn like different
too many
formation stances and all that shit. I could just kind of just start playing. So Victor's really easy. I mean, for
Victor
like a
is
beginner,
combo heavy too. Yeah.
Yeah. He does have combos. Yeah, he has some damage to him, but he just seems a bit easier. Like, but I mean, Tekken's fun. But
how's your juggle game so far?
It's all right. I think playing Street Fighter 6 helped me out. But Tekken 8 just seems a bit more beginner friendly compared to Tekken 7.
Yeah.
So that's probably why I was able to get into it.
I'll just give you a small little tip on it. If you do learn any character's launcher, don't underestimate your jab, leaving them suspended enough where you can have time to form different combos. Because once a person is in the air, there's only like brief amount of moments where okay, this will either bounce them back up or this will set them up for another combo that'll get them just close enough to the wall where I can just continue just bombing on them. So
yeah, that's true. Alrighty. So RIP. So we did hear the bad news about Apollo Creed. Carl Weathers died at 76. He was in Happy Gilmore, Arrested Development, Toy Story 4. Really? Okay. And Mandalorian, which he was actually pretty cool in Mandalorian. So told by Deadline back in the beginning of the month, he had died. So RIP. I just want to do real RIP. It does suck though. I really did like his character in Mandalorian, although it wasn't that like he had a big role, but still, I mean, this guy's been in the film business for a very long time. I wonder what he died of. Was it like health concerns?
Yeah, he's a great actor.
But yeah, I just want to do an RIP. Any thoughts on that? I just wanted to do a little quick shout out to Carl Weathers.
I actually got to meet him last year at Comic-Con when he came here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I never watched the Rocky movies until like recently last year, and Apollo Creed was my favorite character throughout the whole series, so it's sad.
Go to school, son.
That's my favorite line.
Yeah, Brianna, you're in Cali? You're in Cali?
Oh no, I'm in Michigan.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, we're all in the Midwest. I'm actually surprised we're not freezing right now, but yeah.
Okay, you're in Michigan too then?
Yeah, I'm in Michigan. She's in Michigan. Right. Not everybody's in Michigan.
Shout out to the Midwest.
I mean, it was 60 degrees here like a few days ago in February.
I know, and then now it's 30 something. So you just keep when it's wintertime here in Michigan, you just keep your coat on. Like, you don't take, even if it's like, dang, it's hot outside. Why you guys got your coat on? Because I'm like, because in 10 minutes it's gonna change.
Eisen, Omega, anything on Carl Weathers?
Yeah. I think we lost a great actor. I remember him as early as I remember him a lot from In the Heat of the Night. I'm telling my age there, I guess now, but as well as Predator and everything. But I think he had a really great career for the time he was
Yeah, I
here.
want to just say, definitely,
Oh, what do you say, Omega? Your audio came out.
I was just gonna say, like I don't know him personally, but as an actor over the years, he's been phenomenal. He really, I think he really nailed it with the Mandalorian, and just dude even did some work with one of the shows that I actually enjoy the most is Arrested Development, and he played a small role in that, and they had him on a couple of episodes, but dude had this like kind of like this just this easygoing smile that he would do in the show was
That was
like just hilarious.
that,
But I just love the fact that
that was a sitcom comedy,
oh,
right?
go ahead. Yeah.
Wasn't that a sitcom?
Yeah.
Okay, I seen it. That shit was funny as hell. That had Michael Cera, right?
Yeah, it was more like a sitcom comedy. They ran for a lot of seasons. Yeah, man.
That was a funny show. That was hilarious.
But
what's going on, Lou?
Yeah, he was off the chain, dude. Like, but my condolences to his loved ones and people that really enjoyed him on met him.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, my condolences.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Next up, so Disney buys 1.5 billion stake in Epic Games to create expansion universe within Fortnite. So I saw you guys post this in the Discord. I really don't like this. This sounds terrible. So it says the universe will star our favorite characters from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, Avatar, and more. But it makes a lot of sense if you think about it, since the success from Fortnite's realm. I mean, they've been blowing up every year, adding new characters as DLC every single second they can from different IPs, and it seems like a train that's just not stopping. I don't even know what the player base of Fortnite, but I can imagine it's pretty insane. So the fact that they would create a universe within this thing is actually pretty genius. It says news was revealed during the Q1 earnings. It was announced that the new experience built in the Unreal Engine will let players create their own stories, experiences, express their fandom in Disney way, and share content with each other in ways that they love. Lou says, didn't Disney already have Lucas Arts and Disney Gaming? LucasArts. Okay, you're talking of Disney Gaming. I think Disney Gaming. That sounds like those more like kind of child-related Disney games. I think they did. Lou, I would have to look that up, Lou, first though. But LucasArts, I would have to look that up. But that's a good question though.
They bought everything from Lucas, so yeah, they already had they had that too.
So it says that this is Disney's biggest entry ever into the world of games, and offering opportunities for growth and expansion. What do you think, Eisen? What's your original thoughts on this Disney buy-in with Epic?
Well, I'll tell you what I think it is. I mean, they've got to do something. I mean, they got a deep gash. They've been bleeding money because they've been putting out a lot of trash in movies. So they've got to buy something to cover that up. They got to do something. But I don't know if they're gonna. Only time will tell. How they'll venture. What kind of success they will have. Into the gaming world. I mean, we'll see. I don't expect good things from it. I mean, They already run enough movies and stories, so
Well,
I think I wouldn't surprise me if they transition into gaming too.
I'm gonna give y'all a reference point. So I just looked up Fortnite's player count. So they had an all-time high 2 months ago of 11.6 million. Golly. 24-hour peak was 4.4 million, and then players right now playing is 2.1 million. So I mean, their player base is insane. So I can imagine that being increasing or staying exactly where it is with this Disney new buy-in. So people are definitely enjoying the game. I mean, that's a yearly ongoing game there. Omega, any thoughts on Fortnite or Disney buying in?
No, stop buying up stuff. You might ruin it. They're gonna just drop all manner of Disney characters on this damn game that people love to play. Usually the youth, of course. I mean, there are plethora of different ages that play this game, but I don't. If they're gonna buy it, they're gonna buy it. But let's see if it don't go in a dumpster fire, like how they started doing Marvel.
Yeah, we'll see. Cloud, any thoughts on Disney and Epic?
They're gonna give Mickey a gun. That's all I need to know.
They own way too much. Like I just keep thinking every time Disney buys something where I'm like, my goodness, like what's left? Because like if you're entering into gaming, you already had like you see obviously they have Marvel, Star Wars, Avatar, but there's even more than that. You think about anything that 20th Century Fox had before they bought them. They got Predator, they got all those different franchises. So I mean, even when it comes to like I was thinking about when Bleach, when they were putting out 1,000 Year Blood War, and I remember in some places they were saying coming to Disney Plus. I'm like, wait, coming to Disney Plus? Then this one I realized, oh, they own Hulu, which means that in a way, anything that is licensed or comes through from overseas, let's say like Bleach or whatever, I'm like, oh, they got a stake in that. So I'm like, what do they?
Yeah. Well, the difference there was they specifically went to buy the streaming rights, the distribution rights for Bleach. That was different and unique in that way.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. I just got an email. Disney just bought Otaku Jump. We can't even talk about this no more. They just bought it.
Okay. We're bought out. For how much?
Everybody's bought.
About $6,000, man. Like they.
I need like
it's in your account.
Add $1 million to that. Maybe
it's in your account.
Add $1 million. They can buy me out. They can buy us out. Shit.
They can buy us out.
Go ahead,
Agent Summer, get the account number. Get the account number now.
No, it's just too much, where I'm like, if I feel like Disney feels like they own creativity, and to be honest with you, it's at the point now where it's like I'm kind of wondering at when, and we talk about this all the time in Imaginos, like our teacher Mark Dudley talks about this, like we wonder when are they going to come and like split up Disney, because if you have a monopoly, eventually the government does step in to split it up. So it's like I wonder how much more. Maybe the fact that you have Warner Brothers that's around and they own a few things, maybe that's what's stopping it from being considered a complete monopoly. But I'm like, I'm just waiting for one day to literally like go online and all of a sudden find out Disney bought Warner Brothers. They own all the DC characters now and everybody else. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm waiting for that day.
Hey, bro, if it comes down to that, Disney will probably buy America. Just buy it.
Oh, okay.
At that point, what can you do, right?
They're gonna buy Planet Earth.
You just bought Earth.
Buy the whole planet. That's
the universe.
Brianna, what do you think about Disney and that?
I'm just kind of sick of Disney at this point. I was never into Fortnite to begin with, so Disney's not going to get me invested. If The Weeknd getting added to Fortnite didn't get me invested, nothing will. The Weeknd is my favorite artist.
Oh yeah, they did add him.
Great. But yeah,
they added
stuff
him
now is just trash.
That's interesting.
So they started adding musical artists to Fortnite then, I guess. So does that mean Snoop Dogg's in there?
I think they add Nicki
So we gonna
Minaj
play with Taylor Swift?
I think
Okay,
Ariana
so-
Grande's in there too.
Oh, all right. Well,
Oh wow.
I mean, they're definitely getting some. Well, Weekend probably got some money for that anyway. I mean, to even agree to that. So
So we
at
gonna
least he's
see
getting some money.
Ariana Grande on Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or something, right?
That's over the top. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Travis Scott. Yeah. Did a concert on Fortnite. I keep forgetting to check that out. But quick little thing here. So Capcom released a 10 question little survey for Capcom fans. Basically, this is like a way to find out what people are interested in. Like, do you want to see a sequel in a new series or old series, or how are they doing as a company with their current games and releases? So if you're a Capcom fan, you should definitely fill out the survey, because they're doing this to test out what games they should be releasing or remaking or rebooting. So Capcom's been doing pretty well so far, but as always, if they keep releasing, if they release trash, we'll criticize it. Example, Exo Primal, which no one cared about. But they did do a good job with the recent Resident Evils, Street Fighter, and stuff like that. So take the survey. I'll put it in the Discord later after this show. So check that out. I definitely need to fill it out myself. Moving right along here. I've got some Yu-Gi-Oh news. Let's see here. So Yu-Gi-Oh celebrates 25th anniversary with special anime. They're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the official trading card game. Konami has gone out for the anime with a special no anime release, which was much different kind of series with the late Kakuzi after launched the manga in pages of Suzuya Weekly Jump magazine. So there's a trailer for that. I don't know if this is like a full series. I guess you could say check out the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, The Chronicles below. So I don't know if it's a full series, but if you're a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, you might as well check it out. Well, I guess we can play it. Let's check it out. Let's check out a little trailer here. Wow, this is too long of a trailer. 6 minutes? Let me see. Damn. Yeah, watch the 6 minutes.
Telling you all about Yu-Gi-Oh.
There you.
I like the anime. I like the animation.
Yeah, the animation looks sick.
Have they ever made a Yu-Gi-Oh series that actually focused on maybe the lore of the cards?
I have no idea.
I don't think so.
That would be an interesting series.
I don't think so.
It just made me think about looking at this. Like, it looks like that's what they're doing. I don't know.
They have very much a lot of
Is it
potential,
trailer,
because every one of these monsters or these cards could have been the origins of something.
Yeah, it would be cool to see like a Dark Magician's origin story. Maybe that's why I'm looking at this thinking maybe that's what they're doing. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Oh.
That looks kind of cool.
Story building
It could be
wise,
its own store.
could have been possibly whatever time, or when these cards were actually things. So.
Okay, I don't want to play all this. This is too long. But any thoughts on Brianna? Go ahead. Any thoughts on Yu-Gi-Oh? You can go ahead and start.
I mean, I like Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know anything about the card game, but I like the anime. But I stopped watching it after 5Ds, so I don't know anything past that.
What was that? Y'all remember Swift? Swift made me watch one of those series. What was it?
5Ds
What
did
was
get
that series?
complicated, but
What was that
5Ds
other?
was when they were on
I
motorcycles.
know. The thing.
I can't
Like,
remember.
It
It
was
was,
more dinosaur heavy.
it was the,
Or
it was the later one.
no.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to
it
look
was
up
a later
what
one.
I don't know why when I think of 5Ds, I just think of that old song. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to get you demonetized or anything.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It was
on that hoop.
It was what?
Right.
Yeah, it was Yu-Gi-Oh
There's some
GX.
hoops on that
That's the one I
Yeah,
saw.
okay.
Yeah, that one was crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't
Yeah.
care for Yu-Gi-Oh after the first one, so
It should have been me.
I never tried 5DS. Maybe I should. Is that worth trying? Apparently, y'all are saying it's.
If you watch it, watch the Japanese version.
Okay. we had a homie here who forced me to watch GX, and that shit got cringe after like near the ending of that show.
Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Did you watch the
Generation
Japanese
X.
version or the English version?
I think I watched the Japanese one, or I think I watched the English one, and then I switched it to Japanese. And it was just weird. I don't know.
Yeah, if you're gonna watch Yu-Gi-Oh, watch the Japanese version for any series. Because the English dub really ruins it.
You're a fifth. What is it? A third-rate duelist or a fourth-rate duelist?
You're a fourth-rate duelist with a third-rate deck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kaiba.
Dang, that's roasting.
Kaiba had the best insults. Yeah.
So, and anyone else have some thoughts on Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yu-Gi Boy. That Millennium I do.
Yu-Gi Boy.
Yeah.
Cloud, anything else on Yu-Gi-Oh?
Just I get nostalgic when I think of Yu-Gi-Oh, to be honest with you. I'm like, I was just telling my girlfriend the other day, I was going to a mall and I was like, man, I can remember when I was a kid and the entire mall, I remember they had a tournament and it took up the entire mall. She doesn't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh. I was like, you missed out on an amazing time. I was like 9 or 10 or whatever when that happened. I'm like, those are truly the days. I'm like, Yu-Gi-Oh definitely has to be or at least at one point was the most popular card game like ever. I feel like it had to have been,
Yeah, it was. It was definitely there. I think they still have a community. I think right that still does content and
Oh yeah, for sure. But I remember when it first came out, like everybody and their grandma was playing. Like it was like kind of like when even with what's the name of that game? Even when it came out, the Pokemon game where people were running around on their phone. I can't think of the name.
Oh, Pokemon Go?
Yeah, Pokemon Go. Like it was like the trendy thing to do, where everybody was playing it. So
yeah. Oh, good old Yu-Gi-Oh. Man, 90s was lit. I know people can hate, but 90s was a great time.
Yeah, first generation Yu-Gi-Oh was off the chain.
Best of them to me.
Let me go to Eisen's. You got an article here that I also picked up, ironically. Go ahead on Dragon Ball Z. Let's go. Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. Let me load it. Yeah. Well, here in this article I got from comicbook.com, it's titled Dragon Ball Z named one of anime's most in-demand series of 2023. We know it's been around for decades. I think Dragon Ball started maybe in the 80s originally. Then you had Z in the 90s. They kind of started the way. They really kind of had caused an uptick, a wave of anime here in the States. But I mean, in 2023, it's the most in-demand series. I mean, come on, man. People gotta expand their horizons. I mean, it's not even Dragon Ball Z isn't even that great. I mean, it's fun, it's nostalgic, but I mean, it's nothing more than a glorified fight fest. There's no real story to anything to it. You might have a few moments here and there where it seems something just a slightly deeper, but other than that, I mean, it's nothing but a glorified fun fight fest, and that's it. I don't know. I think it kind of proves my point about people not really caring about story or whatever. But that's all I got.
Yeah. So yeah, you got this article to stomp on Dragon Ball Z. I picked this up to give it praise. Okay. Once again, I know. Yeah, Lou with the tomatoes. Yeah. I know. Smoke for Dragon Ball. I know. We talked about this. We did a anime list like a week ago or so. I know the smoke, but it's still a foundational OG anime that without this series, you don't even have Shonen. Shonen would not be existing. No energy blasts, fighting through buildings.
Man, somebody would have done something. Somebody would have done something else, man.
Well, the reason why I got this article was because I knew you were gonna, stomp on it, but I'm gonna have to take that stomp and just raise it up a bit. I can't help it. I'm from the 90s. But I'm not saying it's like the top anime ever. Because of course I also did my top 10 anime, and Dragon Ball Z was not in my top 10. I think it wasn't. But it's still cool that it's still getting some high praise. Now, I'm not saying it's the best anime out there, but it's foundational. That's my thing. Megan, what do you think about Dragon Ball Z still being in demand? But here's another thing about this. If it's still in demand from last year, that just shows that a lot of these new animes ain't shit. I mean, on the shonen side, at least.
No, bull crap. It just shows people ain't got no range.
That's basically what it's saying, though.
It just shows how popular Goku is.
It's like what it shows is people don't like anything challenging. People want the same old crap. That's what it shows.
Who said ADOS anime?
ADOS anime. Oh shit.
Cloud, what do you think about oh, go ahead, Megan, was that you?
Oh, I already said what
I mean, go ahead, Cloud.
So what I think when it comes to it, I think Dragon Ball, I enjoy, I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy Dragon Ball. You know, am I saying it's the greatest thing ever? No, but I mean, it's something where I'm like, if I'm busy after a long work day, I'm like, hey, you know what? I don't want to invest too much, into it. I just want to watch it and just kind of have fun with it. It's that type of show for me where it's like you don't have to put too much into it. Right. Like, okay, some bad guy shows up, pissed off, whoops on everybody, and Goku's like, okay, I've been waiting for this guy, let me fight him, But I think what would be good for Dragon Ball, this is something I've been saying for a while now, is if Toriyama were to expand it in a sense, and maybe they're starting this with Dragon Ball Daima, but not quite what I'm going to talk about. Kind of similar to how you have like DC or Marvel. Clearly, they don't want to stop Dragon Ball. So I'm like, why not tell some other stories in that universe that aren't just Goku? Maybe you start a series and maybe you pick a main character on the, one of the Namekians in Universe 6 or something. And you're like, hey. It doesn't even have to be the characters that we know. It could be completely different characters. It could even be, and I've heard people say this online already, so this idea didn't originate for me, but like, why don't you even like maybe do a stories about Hit having to do hits, like on different people in the universe?
That'd be kind of cool.
That is interesting. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that.
You know why they don't do that, Cloud?
Because there's risk.
No, it's not because there's not risk. It's because people don't like change. Most people that are Dragon Ball fans.
Oh, here we go.
They like the same dumb protagonists. I mean, that for shonen, that's what they like. So they watch it. You see Goku.
Yeah.
Like I even look at like what is it? And you're probably right. Like what was it, Dragon Ball Heroes, right? Dragon Ball Heroes. Now I do not like Dragon Ball Heroes. I'm gonna be honest with you. I tried it, don't like it. I'm like, and I get okay, you want to sell toys, but I'm thinking, why not do Dragon Ball Heroes should have been What If, just like how Marvel does What If. It should have been like that, where I'm like, you took, because I mean, clearly that's kind of like the concept, but there's no real story. It's just guys just showing up and getting to a room and just fighting. It makes me think of like some kind of Family Guy cutaway or something. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, like seriously. So it's like, I wish they spent a little bit more time and didn't just like throw stuff at the screen and like actual What If, where it'd be like, huh? And they've had a couple like What If kind of scenarios that were somewhat solid here or there. Like I think they had one where it was Future Gohan, and it was like, well, what if the androids killed Trunks and Bulma instead of Future Gohan, and then he kind of seemed like he was bad, but they didn't expand on it. They just kind of showed him being kind of mad, and he's fighting Trunks for another timeline, but they didn't really expand on that at all, or really develop anything.
Oh yeah,
and that's where my issue is.
With Dragon Ball Daima, like we've talked about it before, our theories, I think it's going to be kind of like a Titan Go type scenario. Like I don't think we're going to really like it, because we did hear about the manga ending with Dragon Ball Super. So I mean, this does give Daima a good chance to kind of be the next thing in the whatever they're trying to do, but. I don't know. I just don't want to get, I don't want my expectations to be too high, sadly, because, that's just how it is with this.
I don't think Super's manga is ending. I think they're continuing that. I think, so Super's manga is still going. Like they have the whole Black Frieza stuff that they're still doing, or whatever. But I'm not I think they're just going to do them at the same time, which is like, I'm like, if you're going to expand the Dragon Ball universe, let's do some stories that don't always involve Goku. Unless you might as well just rename the show and call it Goku, and that's it. Like you have Naruto, call it Goku.
I'm telling you, they missing out on using some of these the human characters as even potential.
I mean, remember when they tried to make Gohan the main character and then they backed out of that?
They did.
We always talk about how annoying they
that was a terrible miss. Yeah, that was a missed opportunity.
Like, honestly, I know a lot of people didn't like Dragon Ball Superhero, but that movie was refreshing to me because
I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, like I thought it was cool because I'm like, even aside from going be my favorite character, I'm glad that they did something with Piccolo. Like, it was really Piccolo's movie, and it was nice. It was.
Let me ask you, did you feel a little lackluster though with Piccolo's transformation? Like, I kind of felt like they just colored him a different palette and made him a little more bulkier, but
I didn't.
I was looking for something like way different looking.
He to me looks like Lord Slug, so I didn't mind that because he kind of
right.
So I felt like they were kind of going for that. So I'm like, okay, that's fine, especially going with the lore and everything. And if they're, if you're gonna kind of somewhat canonic, make Lord Slug canon in terms of like, oh, he was a Super Namekian. Like, to me, it almost felt like that was really what a Super Namekian was. Like, okay, fine, as long as you don't give Piccolo 50,000 transformations, we don't find out he's an Ultra Namekian next week, I'm good.
Okay.
Namekians, the cool thing about them to me is always
the Namekian god.
Yeah, they don't need a bunch of transformations. They're just like, to me, your average Namekian is stronger than your average Saiyan, but Saiyans have that whole thing that they get more and more powerful, when they're hurt and they recover. So it's almost like they have the better genetics, but like if you look at like just who's stronger on average, it's really Namekians.
Yeah, because that race ain't no pushovers either. I mean, really, when they threw down.
I wanted to get to Brianna. What was your thoughts on the Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and all that?
I mean, I liked Dragon Ball as a kid. As an adult, I look back at the older stuff. Like after the Cell saga, I kind of just don't care anymore. Yeah.
Okay.
It peaked at the Cell saga for me.
Okay, wait. Let me see something here. Lou's just going in. All right, Lou, we get it. Golly, it's going in. Okay, how many movies did Broly need? Well, I don't agree that he
I think additionally he had 3, right?
But honestly, like due to
Broly
was
the only one that mattered.
Yeah.
The first one seemed the most.
The first one was great. The second one was just kind of mid, and the third one was just kind of stupid and trolling. Like they were just trolling on that. I don't know why they released that damn crap. That shit was stupid. You just dumped Broly in a toilet, and that's dead. And then you said, "Oh, let's release the movie." It's just like, okay.
It's like the regular Broly would have like, what the. This guy.
I guess the thing about it, there's 3 versions of Broly in canon. I want or not canon, but there's 3 versions of Broly.
Right.
Yeah, and that was just ridiculous. So usually trying to take that from my mind. But for the
Nobody
people that
talks about Bio Broly, they need to put him in Sparking Zero, since it's like the sequel to Tenkaichi 3. I'm kidding,
Bio
but
Broly had the weirdest death of all.
Yeah. That is the next Dragon Ball Z coming out, Sparking Zero. I think I don't know if we got a release date yet though, but hopefully we get that pretty soon. But I just wanted to go back to your website here before we go to our intermission and our little commercial break. Next, so people that are new here, we got Cloud from Shining Otaku and Brianna over here from Shining Otaku. They are publishers and writers. They got their new thing coming out, Origami Sucker Punch #1. And my next question for Cloud was, because you had a video about comics are hard as hell, the honest truth. Like, what are some of the challenges that you go through as a publisher trying to make content, comic books, manga? What's some of the challenges, pros and cons that you go through?
Well, one of the things that with doing comics is oftentimes it's a team sport. So even if you're working, some people do it where it's just like the they might do the art and the writing, you know, and then, you know, but
Yeah.
even if you're doing the art and the writing, you know, it's still good to have someone edit your content because obviously there's things that you can't see, you know, and then on top of that, you know, there's lettering involved. Like there's a lot of different functions to it. So you have the usually the penciler, the inker, the you might have the letterer, the editor, you know, then you have the publisher, whoever, you know, is putting together the entire book. And you have all these people and everyone has to kind of collaborate together to make it happen, usually in a certain time frame in some cases, right? So with a lot of moving parts in anything, if you guys have ever done a group project, you know, even in school, you know, everybody moves at their own pace, everybody works in their own way. You know, and that can really be where a lot of the challenges come into play. You know, like there's been times, or even with, I'm going to say just as a writer, right? I'm a writer working with an artist and I might give them a script and they only can go based off of what they visually see in their head from what the script is. So obviously then there could be creative differences. You might be like, hey, the character, you know, XYZ character, like I'm just going to use Dragon Ball as an example. Let's say I was writing Dragon Ball, you know, I might think that Gohan should have, you know, he should have he should look the way he does in the Super Saiyan Beast transformation, or not Super Saiyan Beast, but the Gohan Beast transformation that we saw, right? But artists may interpret it looking more like Ultra Ego for Vegeta, you know? And even though that might be something a little bit more minor, sometimes when it comes to storytelling and events that happen in the story, you know, there can be differences with that, and you know, there can be creative clashes. So there's a lot that can go into play with doing stuff creatively. So I don't want to ramble on about it too long, but like, you know, when you have these issues and some artists move slow, some writers move slow, you know, sometimes those things can be a little bit frustrating, you know, when you're working with different people. So
yeah.
Okay. Isn't there like a because this is your whole living, isn't it? You rely on this whole thing, right, as a living?
So actually, well, no, I don't. You know, I don't think anybody in the group does right now. Because comics, one thing about doing comics, you'll quickly find out that I'm talking about even people who probably work and do comics for Marvel and DC today, like it's, you know, doesn't necessarily, unless you're like at the top of the game, you're
They
probably
still got
you still gotta, you know,
gigs,
make a living. So I work a full-time job on top of doing this, which makes it a little, you know, very hard because it's like having two full-time jobs, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot involved. So, you know, when you go to for example, a convention, it's like working an 8-hour shift because you're there, you know, essentially opening up a store for 3 days and going there and selling books, talking with people, you know, and conversing with, you know, with potential fans and people who are, you know, who enjoy that kind of content, you know, and it's fun to do, you know, but it can be exhausting because imagine doing that right after you get off work, you know. So
man, you ain't lying about that. Like for me, like because I do like anime and like comic like art and stuff, so it's like once you get off of that job, you put your work into it, but you realize before you even know it, it's like damn near 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and you like, okay, I already written this, I did the pencil for that, but you know, if you're doing it by yourself alone, it's a lot. Like, I mean, it'll get to the point where it's like, okay, now I got to ink this, and I'm like, screw that, I got to go to work in the morning, so it's gonna be put on the back burner.
Yeah, and I mean, I quickly just want to say, like, you know, on our YouTube channel, like this, and I actually have that kind of like under my name for those who you know curious about it. Like Shining Otaku was a 1480. Like on that channel, we talk with a lot of creators in the industry, and I mean, you know, most of them, you know, are, you know, manga related, but we've even talked to people who've done other creative endeavors. So we've talked with people who we did talk to Kazuo Maekawa, as you see there on the screen. He did the manga for Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, in Japan. So we, had an interpreter on that interview and, talked with him. We talked with Todd Johnson. He sold a comic called Tribe in the 90s, and it's actually going through a rebirth right now. What's so important about Tribe, especially, in Black history, where, with this being February, is that Tribe has literally to this day the record for the most sold Black comic of all time, like by any creator.
Right. That's awesome.
So that was an Image comic. So, and he's actually local, so we know him personally. But we talked to the founder of Anime News Network. He came on, Justin Savakis. So a lot of, but whenever we talk to people on the channel, it's always from a creative perspective to understand how the industry works. We even talked to Steve Savali. And one thing about Steve Savali, he did a lot of the animation credits for shows like WandaVision, Lightyear, a lot of like Disney Pixar shows, like the title animation. Things that you don't necessarily think about, but obviously make the shows that we like, a lot of us enjoy. So but just bringing this back to manga and everything, or even like just working on creative endeavors, period, like I don't want to speak, too much for Brianna, in terms of maybe, how she feels about it. But, even though it's very fun, it can be challenging. There's just a lot that goes into it. So,
yeah, I definitely wanted to bring it back to Brianna. What was some of the challenges you go through as a writer?
For me, my main challenge right now is time management, because I work a 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. shift. So for me, I have to go to bed early and get up early. So usually by the time I get home, I'm kind of worn out. So it's hard to find the motivation to continue writing after dealing with people all day. But also it's kind of therapeutic in a way, because when I get home, I just lock myself in my room. I'm by myself. I don't have to talk to anybody. I can just like release all my feelings on paper, but it's just getting my mind to mentally be ready for that, because I work at Walmart, so I'm dealing with irritating people pretty much all day. So I have to just kind of get out of that mindset when I get home and just
to decompress. Wow.
Yeah.
I bet.
Also, stay awake, because I will not lie to you guys. There has been many times where I've been at the desk and I'm working on something, and then just like that, it's 11 o'clock.
I'm surprised I'm still awake right now. Honestly.
Hey,
I'm glad you're awake.
Shout out to everybody that is within this industry, and I do really appreciate to see that it's a lot of Black Americans that are into manga, and also they show respect to where the origins of that comes from Japan. But yeah, I've done it. I've been on Instagram actually just drawing, and sure enough, fell asleep on Instagram. So there was that. But the cool thing about that, though, I woke back up and I continued where I left off, which was amazing. So.
Oh yeah, like this is, comics are not easy. I think people think, oh, you just draw, or you just put come up with a story and that's that. And I think even sometimes amongst creators, I think people may not respect each other, because I'm like, writing isn't easy and art definitely isn't easy.
Right.
Like, you don't see me drawing like there's you have to have an understanding of contrapposto. Like sometimes people's stuff looks stiff. And that's because I think they look at manga like it's an easy thing. Our teacher talks about that all the time, and it's like no, you have to understand the fundamentals of drawing and the fundamentals of writing. To be able to do that. You can have people. There's a lot of people out there that have a good story concept, but their execution is poor. Like that's why I'm using Dragon Ball, because it's an easy example to give everyone. I think that Dragon Ball Heroes has a good concept, but the execution is very poor. That's why I compared it to What If, and I said it should be trying to do what If does.
Like I'm sure we've been there where you're working on a project or doing some, because I've had certain pieces where like people want me to draw something for them. It might just be a tattoo, or just actually they're gonna hang it up on their wall eventually. But I'll never forget where they've written down some descriptive, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, this is almost like, in hindsight, what a writer would be giving you to go ahead and put on paper. But then they added like cows, and I was like, oh, they would add. I suck at drawing cows. What the hell? But then I like looked at it further, and it was like, oh, it can be anime cartoonish cows, and I was like, yes, okay, I can nail that.
All right.
Yeah, and I know a lot of the artists experience stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do a quick break for intermission. We'll be back in like 3-5 minutes. So go get your drinks, water, whatever, and we'll be right back. If you missed the first half, you can watch it on the playback or just rewind it, and we'll be right back to finish up the rest of episode 52. So we will be right back. Go get a drink or something, or do what you got to do. We'll be right back. right, we're back with episode 52. Looks like Brianna had to go for work, but shout out to Brianna for coming in. Appreciate her coming on. Oh, well, I think that's your TV.
Many numbers of fans would agree that the time following the fall from Ninja War, what many fans refer to as the blank period, is a time of great interest due to.
Gonna be real quick. So shout out to, if you missed the first half, you can check it out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. You can check that out in the description. But once again, shout out to Brianna for coming on. And like I said, you could also check out Shining Otaku's channel. I did put it in the description, and you can check out their channel on YouTube, Shining Otaku. Just search that on YouTube, or you can also go to shiningotaku.com and check out their website. Here with the
hello.
Oh no, you're good. You're good now. I think you're good.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, good. What the hell? Oh, this dude. Who's this dude? Leroy. All right, about to do you a favor. Hold on, Leroy. Let's see. What is this? There you go. That was random. All right. I got a couple things to cover here. Let's check this out. This was another one here. So Beetlejuice poster reveal. Clever title for the sequel. Tim Burton's cult classic. Beetlejuice will return with a clever titled sequel. No trailer yet. But looks like wait, actually we got a release date, September 6th, for Beetlejuice, and this is Beetlejuice 2, and showing the title twice. Once again, this is another series that, you know, it's like, why are you doing this now? I mean, this came from 1988, so we'll have to see if this is going to be good. But of course, I mean, if we got Keaton back, I mean, Keaton's usually he's a pretty good actor. I like a lot of his movies. So, I mean, nothing really hyped, but, you know, I just want to see what they can do with a sequel for Beetlejuice. I don't know why they didn't do it earlier, but Cloud, any thoughts on Beetlejuice 2 coming out later this year?
You know, I'm like, you know, when it comes to Beetlejuice, I'm trying to remember the first one. I mean, I remember back in the day. I think I even remember. Wasn't there like a cartoon and everything on Nickelodeon with it too, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, I think it did have a cartoon. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like, I'm honestly, you know, it's been so long. I probably need to rewatch the first one, to be honest with you. You know.
Right. Yeah, we did have the cartoon came out 89, I think. Yep, 89. Yep. That was a long time ago. Any thoughts, Eisen, on the Beetlejuice 2?
I just don't get it. I mean, you know, Keaton's an old man now. This is like almost 40 years too late.
Yeah.
I never was, you know, big on it anyways, but I mean, I know a lot of people were, but I mean, to wait till now to do it, I don't know. It probably will do well just because nothing else in Hollywood is, you know, selling worth the crap. So this might bring them back in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to do money wise. I mean, if anything, I would just say put it on streaming services and then just don't bother putting it in the theaters. You know, I mean, I don't know what type of money it's going to make.
I think you'd want to wait to stream it or do anything. I think this one I mean, this is the one you'd want to. This is the one that could probably, out of nostalgia reasons, get people back into the theater. To be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Omega, what do you think about Beetlejuice 2 coming back?
It's showtime.
You know what's crazy about it? Beetlejuice was kind of like the Joker in a way, or am I crazy on that?
No, you're definitely on point. He was a little screwy loose, but I don't know if it's lore or not, and I could be incorrect, but they do go into somewhat detail what he was before he died, and I believe he was a salesman, but he probably used a lot of grift in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was throwing that shady game at motherfucker. Like, yeah. But dude had to. I mean, I've always been a fan of Beetlejuice, but I'm looking forward to this too. I mean, it's been so long though, but like, I don't know. Like, hey, put it like this to all the like folks in the goth and emo community. We know y'all going to watch it, so it should do like, yeah.
You know what they should have done? They should have released it in Halloween, like October month. They should have done.
I just love that favorite quote that he says, "Go ahead, make my millennium." But he had like a southern kind of like twang to himself though. But that character was off the chain, man. Trying to trick somebody up out of their life to get to win so you get back into life is a trip.
So just a little update for people that care. Super Bowl looks like the 49ers are winning right now, 10-3. It's already quarter 3. Crazy. Just for the football folks.
I just
for all the folks that bet, they getting their money.
You know what's funny? Like, I've never really cared much about football, but I'm like, this was the one year I did care. See, I'm obviously from Michigan, so I was rooting for the Lions. So I'm still sad what happened. I was actually looking forward to it. I'm like, so I'm kind of bitter. I'm like, I'm not watching that Super Bowl.
I thought they were going to get there, to be honest.
I think a lot of people did. And that's why I'm like, I'm so bitter. I'm like, they turned into their old selves where I'm like, this was like here, everybody and their mama was excited. Like people, like my mom doesn't care about football either. She was excited, and it's like, I'm like, dang, how y'all dropped the ball? Like we've never made it that far. That's not to say that, but
Okay. So we got some My Hero Academia news. So we have My Hero Academia 4th film reveals trailer, visual title, and August 2nd premiere. So the Twitter account and official website announced the news. Will be coming out later this year. The 4th film titled You're Next. Okay, I mean, it could have made a better title, but whatever. The movies have been pretty good. I think the last one was pretty good too. I forgot what year that came out, but most people like the movies. Let's see. So yeah, Heroes Rising was in 2019. Then we had World's Heroes Mission 2021. Okay, and they had a memory special. What was the other one? It's Rising. Oh, okay, Two Heroes. Yeah, that came out 2018. Okay. So it's been a while since we've gotten a new film. Any thoughts on My Hero Academia Cloud getting a new film?
I have not watched My Hero since the first season. I watched the first season. My Heroes always seemed cool in concept to me. I feel like if My Hero had came out back when I was in high school, I probably would have been super into it. Like Naruto, it kind of looks like it has that kind of fun feel like that. So I don't know. I might try to give it another try again. I'm like, I know I'm into the anime movies. Like I usually if I see a movie of something, like what was it, like the Demon Slayer movies, I watched a lot of those. So I mean, I'm happy that it is. I mean, anything good for anime. So
yeah, I agree too. Like if it came out like maybe early 2000s or like back then, yeah, I would have definitely been a more hardcore fan of it. It does have a lot of cool moments. I mean, sure. But I'm not like rewatching My Hero Academia a lot. Like I probably should have if it came out a bit earlier during that high school, early college time. Has any thoughts on My Hero Academia? Have you seen My Hero yet?
I have not seen it yet.
Okay, well, I guess that's on your backlog. That's on your next backlog there. Omega, did you any thoughts on the 4th film from My Hero Academia?
No, I don't have too many thoughts on it. I mean, I've enjoyed it so far. So Yeah.
Mhm.
Seems bit. I mean, it's popular, so.
So we got another thing coming back from the old times. Now we got 28 days later with Cillian Murphy boards the sequel. So it's like Cillian gets involved as Sony wins the bidding war for the sequel to 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. It says it reported that 28 Days writer Alex Garland and director Danny were teaming back up to develop 28 years later. The film marks the third installment of the franchise after 2002 original and the 07 sequel. So it looks like we're getting another vampire movie of 28 years later. So it's intended to come with a part 2, but Boyle will direct the first installment. Garland will still be penning the second film. So any thoughts on 28 Years Later coming out, which is going to be the third movie of a very old classic? I really don't remember. This is back in 02 and 07. I mean, this is a long time ago. Any thoughts, Cloud?
I need to watch the original. I didn't see the original either, but I mean, I'm, to be honest with you, I'm like, I could see myself going to go see this though. I'm in those kind of movies. So,
yeah, it's been a long time since I've saw those ones. I did any thoughts?
Yeah, I saw the first one. I didn't care too much for the 28 Weeks Later. But golly, yeah, it does seem like it has been 28 years later, literally. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about it, to be honest.
How about you, Dreads? What do you think?
Yeah, so I'm definitely always into like freaking horror movies, so this is always going to be a great thing for me. I did like the fact that they treated the zombies more like a virus in a sense. I don't know if they, how some movies be like, oh, this virus was because of chemical or this was natural or whatnot, but those zombies were fast, bro. Like it I don't know if they hired really runners of triathlons or whatever, but these were not your run-of-the-mill like slow lurching zombies. But if you do realize Night of the Living Dead always had zombies that were somewhat slow, but they just were in a mass. So like before you knew it, you were already surrounded, so but the sequel to that is great. So I want to see where they actually go with this. Hopefully it brings in a lot of dough for the franchise, and yeah, I'll be definitely putting a review on it.
I think the best.
Yeah, I'm going to watch that shit at midnight too. So
I think the best zombies that I've seen is from Army of the Dead, like the Zack Snyder movie. Because when I saw them zombies doing martial arts, I was like, okay, all right, I see y'all.
Yeah, they made those zombies retain somewhat of whatever that person's thing was,
Yeah,
gave more depth to it.
I was like, shit, I'm not messing with those zombies.
Yeah, but I'll actually say Resident Evil 1, the movie, their zombies are pretty good too.
Yeah, they're all right. All right, let me get to this next one here. Sorry about that. Got all these tabs on my screen. All right, next up. So EVO reveals the main game lineup. So they will be having Tekken 8, Guilty Gear Strive, King of Fighters, Mortal Kombat 1, Street Fighter Third Strike, and Street Fighter 6 as well. Now this will be going during. Oh, also Grand Blue versus Rising. Can't forget that. Then also this will be July 19th to the 21st of summer in Las Vegas. They also have a website you can go to EVO's Twitter, and also they have a site called evo.gg for more information. I watched it actually last year a little bit. I didn't watch every single game, but I mainly watched like Street Fighter. So I'll probably be watching Street Fighter 8 and Street Fighter 6 at least. Hopefully we get some announcements. I have a theory, prediction that we might be getting a Akuma trailer for Street Fighter 6. That would be kind of dope, or at least a teaser or something. But we might get some other stuff too that we'll have to see. But that will be happening during July, mid-July. Also, linking to the EVO, did anyone see the Edge Street Fighter 6 trailer that came out not too long ago? I think last week or so.
Bruh, I seen it and I was like, damn, like they trying to make Ed like Dudley that can snatch your ass off the ground and still beat you down. Like, but I do like the fact though that if you know all those players that jump, they're gonna have a hard time with this guy because if you can read their jumps, they're gonna have no choice but to actually ground fight or just close the distance with the rush.
Yeah, man, Ed looks really good in Street Fighter 6. I mean, he's no more kicks, all punches. I saw a really good fireball, really good normals. Looks like he has really good supers too. Good uppercut.
He can
He got the
actually
modern and
projectiles too.
Classic. Yeah, he can block projectiles. He has the half circle movements for classic moves. I mean, hopefully he has some good throw loops, but he looks really good. A lot of people are saying good positive stuff about the trailer. So Capcom just needs to keep doing what they're doing, man. I don't know if Dudley's ever going to come after this, but I mean, we've had two boxers in the same game before, but a lot of people were saying that Ed kind of reminds of Steve Fox from Tekken, which I do agree. He does kind of feel like the official Steve Fox from Street Fighter 6. But any thoughts about EVO? Anyone going to watch it? I'm definitely watching it. At least some of it, not all of it, but as long as hell.
I won't watch all of it.
I'll watch some of it. But I would love to go to it one day.
Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely would.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I'm probably not watching it. Like I said, I tapped out of fighting games a long time ago. It just ain't the same whenever used to pile up in a room and pass the controller. So,
but
good old days.
Yeah, definitely will be watching some of it. I mean, a lot of good fights. Next up, we got a rumor for the release date for X-Men 97. Release date revealed. It says will be only 10 episodes. 10 episode season will premiere on Disney Plus in mid to late March of this year. Man, only 10 episodes? Man, dude. Disney Plus, man, there is no excuse for only 10 episodes. I mean, this is animated, so that sucks, dude. So this got announced back in 2021 with the continuation of the animated series X-Men that came out with 76 episodes between 1992 and 1997. Any thoughts on the new X-Men only having 10 episodes? I don't really like that. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I don't really care for it, but it doesn't surprise me. I mean, like I said, Disney has they're bleeding. And these wounds haven't been healing up because of all this other trash that they've been pushing out. So they probably can't afford to be paying.
How can you not afford it?
Well, they can't afford to be paying voice actors past 10 episodes right now. They've invested a lot in pushing out trash that it's not been doing well as far as bringing in money and bringing in income. The good thing I think about this X-Men 97 is that it does have people from the old X-Men Uncanny, I think maybe showrunners and everything, they're back on the project for this, so maybe they'll be able to kind of keep this the same old Uncanny X-Men feel and keep it with quality and entertaining stories and things going on in the X-Men universe.
Mega, any thoughts on X-Men's release date or episode numbers? Are you gonna watch it?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it, bro. Like I won't even be like I think I'm gonna hit up my uncle to actually watch it because me and him that was like our thing. Like we sat down and watched X-Men in the early mornings. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. I wonder if they'll actually like possibly like if it'll be just more fleshed out, or if they're actually going for like maybe even a kind of Avatar look. Who knows? But yeah, it's interesting to bring back the '90s, like that they have the bombers like stories. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, man, Racer, Racer done posted this old shit.
But
Golly.
I ain't gonna lie, I can't negate that it is Disney. So let's just cross our fingers.
Yeah, Racer ain't shit. What do you think, Cloud, about the X-Men release window and 10 episodes? What do you think?
I'm looking forward to it. I think I think they're gonna probably end up doing more with those X-Men. Like I'm pretty sure those are probably gonna appear in the live action. Maybe it's probably the only reason why they're doing the X-Men 97 because they're planning on making those cameo. Maybe that's the one the same Beast that we saw at the end of the Marvels. So for all we know, we might even end up seeing Monica in X-Men 97. Maybe it picks up right after the Marvels. I'm not sure, but I'm looking forward to it. 10 episodes. Yeah, that might be short, but then I also think too, it depends on how long the episodes are. So
well, knowing Disney Plus, they're gonna give you like 10 minutes of like credits.
Oh yeah, I hate that, when they do that. But no, I think it should be fun. Either way they do it, it should be fun. Hopefully they catch everybody up to speed because I don't remember how the show ended before, the original show. So hopefully they do a previously on X-Men and summarize everything. So
yeah, I agree. So a little bit of rapid fire. How much time do you have? How much time do you have, Cloud?
I have probably about 20 more minutes.
Okay, that's cool. We're about to we're getting close to the 2-hour mark anyway. So we got a little bit of rapid fire here, really quick stuff here. So Spider-Man 2 update coming next month will include finally new game plus and new suits. We've been waiting for this for a while since it came out last year. We'll be getting this March 7th. So if you haven't played Spider-Man 2 yet on the PS5, you might as well go ahead and you can just wait till next month to get a new game plus and some new content. Hopefully that's free. Hopefully, I don't think they'll cost us. Hopefully, but any thoughts on Spider-Man 2 that came out last year? Did win a lot of awards in different medias and stuff like that. Any thoughts on Spider-Man 2?
I'm happy that Spider-Man 2 is doing well. I still haven't played Spider-Man 1, but I actually can play it now because I was on Steam the other day and I realized, it's no longer a PlayStation exclusive. So I'm going to try to get into the Spider-Man games now. I've seen so much people post on it, so hopefully they do put Spider-Man 2 on there on Steam somewhat soon. I'm looking forward to that. So.
Yeah. How about you, Eisen? Any? Well, you didn't play Spider-Man 2. Any? Thoughts
Yeah,
on
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't play, so I really don't have anything on this right now.
Okay. How about you, Omega?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Spider-Man 1 was amazing. So yeah, should be awesome. Like brand new suits. I say bring it on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably play it again. I played it twice already, but I will be definitely playing it again with New Game Plus and the new suits. Then we got some Sonic Sega news here. Knuckles release date announced alongside first trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog spinoff. So it looks like Knuckles is getting his own show. Will be available Paramount on April 26th. Other territories will be the 27th. And Knuckles will be getting his spin-off series with, of course, Idris Elba as the voice actor. Any thoughts on this? And this will be canon, connecting to the Sonic verse, whatever, before Sonic 3 comes out. Any thoughts on Knuckles getting his own TV show?
Only thing is, they should have called it and Knuckles. I seen somebody put a comment like that, and I literally agree, because then it would have been like Sonic 3 and Knuckles, if you get it. You know, they should have called it and Knuckles.
But yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. I mean, Idris Elba want that work. He did a good voiceover, and I think a lot of people were well taking place of his whole warrior attitude. I mean, he speaks definitely like an ancient warrior would. So that has its own comedy with it too. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be good.
How about you, Eisen? Any thoughts?
Man, I ain't got no thoughts. I haven't done anything Sonic since the Dreamcast.
Damn. You didn't watch the new Sonic movies, though?
Heck no.
Oh, really?
You
Okay.
know.
I'm happy to see Sonic getting some love. I'm actually a Sonic fan. I mean, I'm not a super fan, but every now and then I'll get me a Sonic game every once in a blue moon.
Yeah, and the movies are actually doing quite well too. I mean, they're actually making decent money. So I mean, at least it's not like the video game side where they're just like releasing these trash games. But the movie side is doing, for right now, it's doing okay. And I think even Sonic Prime on Netflix. I didn't really hear anyone talk really any mess on that one either. So on the movie side, they're doing okay, at least for now. The game side needs to improve a little bit. But hey, at least they got something. Next here, we got Funimation. Looks like Funimation is officially shutting down in April. Funimation subscribers can access their anime history and queue on Crunchyroll by merging their accounts. Now, we did cover this actually a while ago, so this is really not new news, but I guess the official shutdown will be happening this year. Well, no surprise, because we covered this before, but any thoughts on Funimation finally shutting down?
I think it's a little bit crappy that people who bought content on there can't roll it over, from what I've heard. I don't know. I never had any of like the Funimation app. I don't even have Crunchyroll app, but I've heard that people can't roll over their stuff, and I'm like, wow, like that's the reason why we do need physical media out here, because when these apps shut down or these companies do these big mergers with everybody's cheesing and smiling and all that, like the consumer ends up being the one that always has to take the loss.
Yeah, it was a few of those digital titles that didn't get moved over. So
I bet they're gonna jack up the price of Crunchyroll now. Though.
I hope
they did
not.
already. They already did.
Isn't it like it's like $8, right? Like currently?
Whatever it was, I know that they showed that the price difference is
they have different tiers.
Yeah, the one I think I'm only paying like $8 or $9, not too much.
Yeah, that's the one I paid for.
I think it's different than Funimation.
But sure enough, if as Funimation goes down, Crunchyroll might be going up in prices.
Guess what? No. I'm sure Disney is about to buy them somehow.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna own everything.
Oh my god.
Crunchyroll is becoming the Disney of the anime world.
It really is.
I remember see when they used to be a pirating site. Anybody remember those days?
Oh yeah, they were pirating.
yeah, I remember.
Now they're bullying all the pirates out there. I'm like, dang, weren't y'all doing the same thing at one point?
They're still doing pirates. Perhaps just more on the low key now. It's not really like people still doing that shit though. All right. Persona 3 Reload. We just mentioned this with Brianna. Has become the fastest selling game in Atlas history with 1 million sales. Now this is actually a couple of days ago, so maybe the sales have increased, but Persona 3 is doing quite well. This is my first time actually playing it, so this is a remake. I forgot when the original title came out, but it's been really cool. And it got good reviews. Looks like people are praising it. So shout out to Atlas, man. I mean, the master of the king of JRPG, well, anime-based JRPGs, I would say. Any thoughts on Persona 3? If you haven't played it, definitely play it. It's pretty fun.
Haven't played it, but I always love all the Persona games music.
Oh yeah, oh my god.
Haven't played any Persona games, but I have all their music on my phone, like always playing it. So Spotify.
Yeah. Persona 5 has the best soundtrack like ever. And that shit was
You never see it coming.
I think I really dig the fighting games of Persona. I've played like the old school ones, like from Super Nintendo, but something about that fighting, like I don't know, is that made by the same? That's made by Guilty Gear people, right? Like
what game?
The Persona Arena.
I don't know. I'd have to look that one up.
I know that's Atlas and whoever does Guilty Gear.
That might be. Oh, you're talking about the one who they make all those damn games. Even DNF Duel, like that company, I forgot what it was called.
Yeah,
they made Dragon Ball Fighters too, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I forgot the company, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that might be them. Yeah, they make all types of crap. But we're gonna conclude our episode here with episode 52. Shout out to Cloud. Cloud, thanks once again for coming on. This is your first time on Otaku Jump, but thanks for coming on as a guest with Brianna. Appreciate it.
Oh well, thank you so much for having us. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to get you on here again. Is there any anything you want to kind of throw out for your any new projects, anything before we go?
In a couple weeks, we're going to be starting back Shining Spotlight. I had to take a little bit of a break. Something, had a few interruptions, but we'll be starting that back. We'll be interviewing Paul Gravett. He's done a lot of kind of like scholarly manga type books, bookstores and stuff. So you guys may be familiar with him. He's been publishing work since like the 80s. So we'll be having him on the show. Look out for the announcements of Origami Super Punch. There'll be a trailer coming out, in a few weeks as well for that. Please subscribe to Shining Otaku on YouTube, to follow us. It's the best place to really follow us right now until the website's been updated. And then also, I would say check us out on Imaginos Workshop. That's our parent group. So make sure you go to Imaginos Workshop. There's a lot of comics, and other projects. We even have a short film that's going to be coming out there too. But thank you so much for having us on today.
No problem, Cloud. Good to have you on. We'll definitely get you on the show again.
Thank you.
All righty. So we see you guys in episode 53 at the end of the month on the 25th. Of course, more news to cover, and we'll see you guys later. Peace out.
Peace out.
All right. Peace out. We're out of here.